everyone, this is Lauren. I'm here in the reconstructed Vance House to talk to you about candles. And you can see why we would need candles in here in the 1800s. Without electric lights, it's a little bit dim. Today is a gloomy day, but I have both doors and the window open in here, and that is all the light we have. So without a fire in the fireplace here, you're going to need some extra light. So candles were very important because once the sun set, it's really dark here. So they would have needed candles to see by, read by, at least get themselves upstairs safely without stubbing any toes. So candles were very, very important. We're going to talk about two different ways that candles could have been made here in the Reems Creek Valley in the late 1700s when the Vances moved here. We're going to talk about tallow candles and beeswax candles, and I've got some examples to show you as well. So I have two different artifacts here to show you today. They are both candle molds, so you can make candles by pouring hot beeswax or hot tallow into a mold and then letting it cool, and then the candle can be popped out of a mold like this one. So this one makes 12, or it can set in a mold like this one to make candles to light your spaces with. So this one actually has some bear fat in it. So this is rendered bear fat. We are in the mountains of North Carolina, so there are black bears here, and they do have a lot of fat on them, particularly if you see one right before it goes into hibernation in the fall. And so if someone were to kill a bear here, there would be a lot of extra fat that you probably aren't going to want to cook with because it doesn't taste too great and it doesn't smell great either. So if you need some extra candles, it is perfect for making a candle like this one. So you could just light the two wicks there and you would have light from that candle. This one, you're going to pour either beeswax or maybe some more of that bear fat into the mold here, and you'll get 12 identical candles. But that's just 12. So there are other ways to make candles that might be a little more quick. So since the Vances own a plantation here in the Reems Creek Valley, they're going to need a lot of candles to illuminate the labor that's going on at the end of the day after the sun sets, particularly in the winter months when the sun sets much earlier. Enslaved women are likely going to be using candlelight to do sewing projects in the evening, and the enslaved men might have had other tasks that required candlelight. The enslaved men and women are also going to need to cook their own food at the end of the day, and so they're going to need lights to see by in their homes as well. And the Vances would have spent a lot of time in their sitting room at the end of the day as a family. They may have dined over candlelight. They would have needed to read by candlelight, so there would have been a need for a lot of candles here. So they would have needed much more production than a mold of 12 candles could make. So we do have several candle molds here at the Vance birthplace, including one that holds 24 candles. But the enslaved people here probably made a lot more candles at a time by dipping them into probably, we have a couple of big cauldrons here at the Vance birthplace. So something like that, you could have melted a lot of beeswax at once and dipped several candles and just kept rotating through, because you're going to have to build up a lot of layers of wax to get the candle you need. So Kimberly is actually going to show you how you can hand dip your own candles at home using a crock pot. And so if you'll check out our next video and see that crafting with Kimberly session, it goes right along with this one. This has been a Learning with Lauren video about candles, and thanks for joining me.